Man, I'm on this 303 baby timing, man. Hey, yo, Thriller, man, what we doing, gang? Hunters coming and make sure that paper going all around. I ain't trying to hit, I know these.
And welcome to the National Meat Treasure Podcast with your host, Sasha, a.k.a. Ronald Weasley. I've been watching gameplay of Hogwarts Legacy on TikTok Live all day. Doesn't look that fun, but I'm comparing it to God of War. There's something special about grabbing an ice axe and slashing into someone's head, whereas Hogwarts, it's like you wave the wand around and you zap people. I just don't feel like it looks as satisfying, but people are liking it.
It is your boy, Kratos. Boy, it's your boy Christian, aka the God of War. I decided to shave my head just like him, and I'm gonna grow a beard, and we're gonna get gear, and I'm gonna get the size of Kratos, so I can definitely only wear a loincloth when I'm allowed, service. If it's a situation where no shirts, no service. Then I could put something on. What would I put on in that point? Maybe like the pelt
I don't know, man, but
of something I slayed.
I haven't seen your nipples in like 15 years, bro.
They're brown.
You just come on here shirtless one of these days.
They're like milk duds. They're like little milk duds. It's depressing. I don't know. They're just like raisins in a pile of potato salad, because that's what my skin is. It's fluorescent at this point. Because I only come out when necessary. And it's not unlike the other boy that is out there, the groundhog. How the fuck do you say his name? Pennsatucky, Phil?
Puxatawny.
Puxatawny. Well, yeah. Fuck that.
Is that
dude.
the groundhog
just like him,
for Groundhog Day? Does it have a name?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does have a name. Yeah.
Phil.
Don't you remember when what's his name killed one of them? De Blasio. He like dropped it and it died. Like.
That's gotta fuck up your day, dropping a groundhog.
It really does. Like
calling you.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm on Do Not Disturb, so.
Thrilla.
Oh, okay. It's looking.
Yeah, we're just seeing a kitty cat. It's okay. Mr. 3.
Yeah, you know me. It's Joey from NMT, aka Thriller from the 3.
Mm-hmm. And he's back. It has been an interesting news week. I don't even know where to start, but I don't really care. I think a lot of things are on people's mind, and I think I'm going to start it off kind of hot right away, because I really do have to ask you guys, why are people sweating what a hardcore band wore to the Grammys? Like, what? Why is that newsworthy?
I did not pay attention to the Grammys. What are we talking about here?
Well, Turnstile went to the Grammys, and I believe they won a Grammy for their album that they recently released. And the outfits that they chose, obviously all eclectic and in their own way, are reflected in kind of like, I guess, where they're kind of going with this shit, like kind of just expressing themselves, I guess, through whatever. And there is a good section of the population kind of upset at that. And I don't understand it, because it's like, anytime you see old people complain about young
anti-capitalist,
people,
bro. I'm getting no Grammy news at all. I do
no,
not.
How did you not get the Grammy news? Wait, you didn't see?
I've actually had like a strong.
Grammys.
So if I could go back and when Marxist theory really touched me, I think I was like 11 when I was just like, why the fuck are these rich people getting awards? I think that was like my first like forward thought as a person. Like, why are people who are already millionaires? Like, I'm sitting here fucking sharing a room with my little fucking brother who's annoying the piss out of me.
Wait.
Yes,
hold
Turnstile
on.
is
You
very
know
rich.
the Grammys. You know that the Grammys have nothing to do with wealth, right? Like sure, maybe you get to the upper echelons of like, the Drakes and the Beyoncés, but like a good chunk of the Grammys isn't even filmed. Like some of it is like literally like the best studio artist of the R&B for the years 2000. Like, very specific.
Turnstile's had money. Turnstile's had money for a very long time. I've seen what Turnstile gets paid a show. It's not small. I don't think
what
any
did they get
single
paid at a
member
show?
of
Drop
the
it
band.
on the pod. Who you protecting? Drop the number. What is it? what? Like,
Don't
what
worry about it.
You're gonna, don't worry about it. Just drop the number. Like who's gonna put the connection together to figure out
I'll
where
tell you
you
this.
got your source?
I'll tell you this. If you heard the numbers of some of
Six
the
figures?
dumbest, bro, I saw like a Hawthorne Heights. My friend toured with Hawthorne Heights in like way after their heyday, and they were getting like $5,000 a show. Way at like 2012.
Wait,
they were
okay.
getting like Hawthorne
You
Heights.
think that's a lot of money?
Yo, you said. Yo, I thought you were gonna say 50 racks, bro. Nigga said $5 grand.
Bro, $5
The split
grand?
between 5 niggas.
Bro, five? No, not no. You know it's not five. You know it's not five. It's the merch dude. It's the fucking the tour
like seven.
the tour manager. It's
Nah,
the
the merch
fucking
dude not getting
driver.
a cut.
It's yo. You know
merch
he's
dude-
getting something because
merch
he's gonna
dude
have to get a
came
per diem.
for fun,
He's gonna have
and
to
he
get a
worked
per
for
diem.
tips.
No, but at that level he needs a per
but
diem
I'm saying,
for her.
that level,
I'm
yeah,
saying,
it's not the regular
but listen, let's do the number again.
$5,000?
$1,000
But
a
he's
night.
gonna lug all that shit.
I'm
Like,
saying,
no,
listen
you-
to the
are
number. Listen to the
so
number.
full of shit.
You're doing a 60-day tour as a band that is completely washed up and had a big song or 2 or 3 big songs
bro.
10 years prior, and you're getting $1,000 a night. So imagine somebody who's relevant right now and at the Grammys.
Oh my god!
Remember, everybody in
Where
Hawthorne
are
Heights
you?
is 40.
Bro, literally, you had Ice Spice drop one song off the strength of one song. Off the strength of one song,
First
she
of all-
went from 10 grand to 120 grand in like literally a span of 12 hours where people were like just playing that enough. And she was like, prices just went up. I don't know what to tell you, but it's $120,000. Yes, she is the it girl, but you're talking about a band that has had literal Grammy winning like albums and singles, and a person who got like mega famous through a TikTok sound. Ultimately. Like, so
Why?
$5 grand.
Well, hold on. What is your beef with Ice Spice?
I got
you have like a
nothing with
vendetta
Ice
with
Spice.
Ice Spice.
She
This is like the
deserves
third
it.
time you have
She
tried
deserves
to
it.
you have tried
But
to
I'm
like
telling you-
pick apart her success.
But you literally just said that My Chemical Romance played this show and got $5 grand
Hawthorne
as a
Heights.
writer.
Hawthorne Heights.
Hawthorne Heights, bro. Okay,
When they were
Hawthorne Heights.
already washed up. The argument was that
What-
you don't think Turnstile makes money. I'm telling you, Turnstile has always made money for a long time now. Long before they were mainstream.
They were wearing Louis Vuitton. Somebody was wearing chainmail. Some guy looks like Ned Flanders, but polycurious, gay.
I'm
Definitely
very
curious about
where
something.
where your internet even
He does
goes
look
that
like
you
Ned
even know
Flanders.
what Turnstile's doing.
What, bro?
It
Like,
was
how do
on
you
the
not
Grammys,
like?
that's what
You
we're
have,
talking about.
dude. It's the Grammys. Like, it's not. It's
where
not.
this
And again, this is like newsworthy publication. I'm sorry that you have tailored your internet specifically to your taste. But remember, I'm a man of the people.
did you
I am
see it?
salt of the earth. I am a man
The same one I was.
that is a reflection of our times.
Wow, that you.
Ned
so
Flanders?
I'm gonna come out and say this. I've never listened to Turnstile. Didn't even know what
Ooh,
they looked
they kind of
like.
go
So
hard, bro.
If you yeah, right, I've always heard good things. So if you had told me this was Turnstile, I wouldn't have believed it. Surely wouldn't. But
Yeah.
I think
This
is
one
mad cool.
post
Good for them.
I can
That
call
sounds-
out.
That sounds cool.
They look good and they look great. And there's one call out I'll see, and I won't drop the name because like Sasha, since he doesn't want to drop the amount of money that they were paid, I'll say this. Somebody literally put it out into the world that they look like the type of dudes they would have spilled their beer on back in LES during the early 2000s, which, like, you nerd, like, just go back to your little fucking cove wherever you are, wear your shitty fucking colored fucking short sleeve shirt and that brown colored tie and that fucking taupe fucking like khaki, whatever you're wearing, and just die in obscurity. Like, why?
Can we
like,
just?
who cares?
Can we just? I feel like in 2023, we need to end the thing where people are like, they see somebody being successful in their respective field and they go, well, in 2001, I would have, like, I remember there was an interview
Like, why?
where, I mean, this wasn't like too far out of line, but like, I remember Charlemagne and Drake had beef many years ago. And I remember Charlemagne, this is actually my introduction to Charlemagne of the Breakfast Club. He said, Drake just seems like the kind of guy where I would, if we were in high school together, I would like squeeze ketchup packets into my hand and slap Drake on the back of the neck. Clearly that didn't age well. Because I think people like Drake a lot more than Charlemagne. But like, this is why I sit in my echo chamber. I want to be successful at the things I give a fuck about, and I just want to like get away from the noise. The Grammys is the noise. Occasionally I'll catch it. I will say, you know how you know the internet is tailored to me? Because the only thing I know about the Grammys is how good Thames looked. Anybody praising Thames at the Grammys, that was all over my feed. DJ Khaled said he had a crush on her. He was like, "Yo, you're amazing. I'm a big fan. Major keys." Like, that's all I saw. Thames being thick at the Grammys. I don't know anything else that happened there.
So
I like it.
Something really weird that happened related to the Grammys, right? So I had no idea the Grammys were happening. Like, literally had zero idea the Grammys were coming up. The day of the Grammys, earlier that day, I was talking to a customer at my job, and I was saying how, I don't watch TV, because I'm a musician, and I just be making beats all day. And then I was like, but I don't watch like award shows either. Like, I don't watch the Grammys. And then she started like, complaining, going off about how shitty the Grammys were. And then later that night, I saw the Grammys, blah blah, and I was like, what are the fucking chances? What
are the chances?
Yeah, and that was an amazing part of my week.
Well, TikTok won, really the Grammys at the end of the day, because literally like 75% of these songs are like mega popular, like TikTok sounds that people have taken bites. I mean, literally, it was Sam Smith's "Unholy," which obviously.
Dude, that song is so weird. Like, I saw the TikTok song or whatever, and then like one day I actually listened to the song and like read the lyrics, and I was like, this is so fucking cringy. But I think that's on brand for me, because white guys talking about sex really weirds me out, especially when they're vocalizing to it. I just don't. What's the chorus?
Vocalizing.
Mommy don't go, daddy's getting hot in the body shop doing something unholy or something. Yep. That, like,
if you don't,
is that what you want Sam Smith moaning on top of you?
Yeah, sure. Why not? You know what? He's a daddy to some people, I'm sure. And I think he should enjoy it. Not to be outshined. Didn't Lizzo won Record of the Year? Yeah, that's a big one for Black women. As corny as she is it's good to see that Black artists are getting their flowers, and especially like it's not.
Yeah,
I think she is. Yeah, I think she is.
I don't think Lizzo is You know what it is for me? I don't think Lizzo is corny. I think her music is fine, but I think her fan base is like white moms looking for empowerment for some reason. I don't know why that's her audience.
Like
a lot of like white middle-aged like millennial women love Lizzo, and I feel like maybe that's where you're getting the corny from. I think whenever I see Lizzo speak, I want to hang out with her. She's funny as shit. She plays the flute, which has nothing really to do with me, but I feel like that's just a cool skill to have. But like Lizzo herself is actually very cool. Flute.
She played that old white guy's flute, and it pissed off everyone. She played some like flute from Civil War.
It was one of the. Was it Thomas Jefferson's flute, or it was the founding father's flute?
It was
definitely Thomas or Ben.
It was Ben Franklin. It was Ben Franklin.
Which I didn't even know. Which people were mad about that, but like I was not aware Ben Franklin. Why didn't she played flute
on I would have enjoyed her playing all the dead people's flutes. Honestly, I don't care about like dead people's flutes. I
forgot that happened. And you started that off. I thought it was a euphemism. I thought you were.
No. If I have a flute that's tied to me, play it. I don't give a shit. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, throw it on the ground, stick it up your ass. It has nothing to do with me. I'm dead. Why do people attach that? Like, you're weird.
And what we think about a dead man doesn't matter, but I think Ben Franklin would appreciate that as a flutist or a flautist. I think they're called flautists.
It's a flautist.
You know, it's like
I learned that from Velma.
I play guitar.
Staying on topic.
If you're a dope guitarist, you know, like you're in the. Oh yeah, play my guitar. Oh, you killing it, yeah, bro. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
I think so.
Shit. And
shred that shit. Ben Franklin telling Lizzo to shred that shit.
Shred that shit. Come on, baby, go ahead, blow it.
He would have. Honestly, you don't think Ben Franklin would have ate it from the back? Honestly, if he saw Lizzo today, like if like, can you imagine like 1775 Ben Franklin?
He might have
meeting Lizzo, and she's in some kind of outfit. He would literally just nut and lose his mind, like just completely like off the rails, never recover. He would literally just lose his mind.
I just want to know like what album it was that she won for. Like I didn't even know she dropped an album this year. 2022 was a crazy year for me though. I didn't check into literally anything. About
that time.
I didn't.
No.
Yeah, I'd be at a.
Oh, that's her. It's about that time. Wait a minute. Oh, I didn't know that was her song. Yeah. But see, you know what?
She goes hard on that song.
I know that's a song that like gets white millennial moms amped up, so I just assumed that was a white person. I didn't know that was
somehow Ozzy Osbourne won Rock Album of the Year, which is okay. All right, Ozzy Osbourne, cool. You know Willie Nelson.
I get it.
Another one.
Because
that's crazy.
These artists, you know, like music is their job. They do have to continue releasing music as like ways to, you know, continue building revenue because that's their intellectual property, which is where they get their
staying relevant.
Yeah,
their asset only
Ozzy,
becomes valuable.
Still writing music, bro. That's crazy. He's like, still putting out albums. Like
he literally, like people were. I don't know how he's alive, honestly.
Like because rock and roll is forever, dog. He's gonna outlive us all.
He really is. I think we're all gonna die, and it's gonna be at the end. Ozzy Osbourne's the last recovered like human, and then they extract his semen, right? Because you know technically your sperm doesn't die, and then they inherit that. They populate the earth with Ozzy Osbournes, and Ozzy Osbourne.
I don't think anyone wants to populate the earth with Ozzy Osbournes. I tell you what though, if they're making another David Bowie, I'm into that.
It's too late.
You want to be a star kid, a star child?
I would take another David Bowie, another Michael Jackson. Who else is gone that we should be harvesting their
Michael
seed?
Jackson today? Can you imagine Michael? They do. They had to have. They didn't let go of Michael Jackson. They're waiting for the technology to catch up and the laws to be okay. It probably is. The technology's already there. It's just the laws haven't lined up. South Korea is changing that though. You can talk about all kinds of weird shit that South Korea does, and genetics is one of them. They literally have a cloning service for dogs, so they have tested on humans 100%. There's a Mr. Park or Mr. Kim that is 100% a clone.
You know what? Who we should be preserving? T-Pain. I want T-Pain to live forever. Because every time he talks, he says something funny.
He deserves a good time. He deserves a better chance at life.
You know what's the great thing about T-Pain too? Like T-Pain isn't one of these rappers where like he's still making stupid financial decisions. He like tells stories about his dumbest financial decisions, and it's like he's like a normal person. You know what I mean? Like Diddy is like that caricature that Dave Chappelle did about the dude being rich and like on cribs and like cracking open dinosaur eggs. That's Diddy now. That's still Diddy. Like that was a caricature of Diddy, and it still is.
He spent how much money to dress up as Joker only to antagonize somebody and then almost like literally get into a shootout? Didn't I show you guys that night? It was like Halloween night. Yeah, that shit was hysterical.
I'll let Diddy get anything off on Halloween because I'll let him get it off on Halloween, but like he's like that 24/7. Like he is literally his caricature for making the band. But T-Pain's just like a normal guy who like happened to have gotten super rich in the early 2000s and is just like coasting. Like T-Pain is so down to earth. Same thing with Danny Brown, but I don't think Danny Brown ever really left Earth too far. I think like he didn't have like Danny Brown never had like T-Pain success, but he was still big and he's still like a funny guy. I want to see more T-Pain.
Doesn't he have a podcast
more
now?
Danny Brown. What happened?
Doesn't he have a podcast now?
I know Danny Brown does, and I think T-Pain does, or like T-Pain's a streamer now or something. He does something in the media.
He's a streamer.
He's a streamer.
His
stream is crazy, actually.
It actually goes. It's a good one, and it's a lot. It's funny, Obviously, it's a man who deserves his flowers, and after I think that revelation of how he felt after all that stuff happened, I think made people realize that we took for granted something we really had that was special. And then when he went on that Tiny Desk and he did it a cappella, ooh, I mean not a cappella, he did it without any vocal distortion, and it was yeah.
It took us 20 years to realize T-Pain can sing.
Buy you a drink. That's what it was. It was buy you a drink, and he made that sound legit like a completely different song. And you just you go, oh, we ruined it.
Who else do we think gets to be? Who else gets to be preserved for all time that's alive right now? Who's pure? Who do we need for the next 5 generations to be around? Neil Degrasse Tyson for sure.
Hell yeah, that man deserves
the Don Cheadle. That's a strange
said Don Cheadle, and
pick.
But you know what? Go for it, bro.
I love Don Cheadle because of the fucking
because he's War Machine.
Captain Planet shit. The Captain Planet.
Oh yeah, that Captain Planet shit was hysterical. Protect the planet or else. That shit, so good. Okay, so
they said I couldn't do it. They said I couldn't turn.
We definitely preserve Will Ferrell. I'm sorry. We're gonna have to preserve. No, you know what? I'll take it back. Maybe Jack Black instead. Jack Black at least gives you endless
Jack
entertainment.
Black for sure.
Yeah, endless entertainment.
We got to set up some categories and some limitations.
Okay, definitely.
Our version of the Grammys.
Our version of the Grammys.
The Grammys, but for immortality.
The people who make it. Whose seed do we save? Whose seed do we save? Seed savers.
Seed do we save? Seed savers. The savies. The seedies.
The CDs.
The 95th annual CDs. Who have we
have not named any women yet. What women are we preserving?
Rosario Dawson is definitely getting preserved. I don't care what anybody says.
You're consistent.
I'm writing.
You've had this crush for 20 years.
Yeah,
I don't know if Rosario Dawson is
finer.
still active. Is she active and healthy?
She is. She's beautiful, healthy.
And
she's vibrant.
She
is mad down to earth. Well, fuck Cory Booker, but she's perfect for me. She's fine. And literally from the start of her, like when you get to the fever pitch, when she gets to Sin City and you're like, oh, literally when I saw her on screen, my brain melted. I was like, oh, that woman's too hot. Way too hot. I could do any phase.
You know what? We'll throw another black woman in the mix, just so to make sure that future generations are beautiful. Megan Good. Megan Good's for sure getting preserved. She's probably getting preserved now. I think she's been frozen in a time chamber since she was 21. She hasn't aged at all.
You know what? You're right. You're right.
I saw a video of her recently. Insane. She looks exactly the same as when she was in that 50 Cent video. 50 Cent doesn't look the same, but
Megan Good. Megan Good.
Who else? Definitely not preserving 50 Cent. I think we need a kinder future, and 50 Cent is a savage. 50
Cent's not there. 50 Cent is not there. We definitely don't let 50 Cent through. It's going to be a Papoose only future. We're preserving Papoose.
I feel like
New York on top. New York on top.
Be a part of the development of this preservation program. He's the one. He's gonna fucking buy into that.
He's gonna have to be an engineer or something. He's gonna have to work on something stupid.
I know you were joking, but I definitely want to preserve Papoose just because I saw. I kind of there was a show I was watching. Did you find out?
Good joke.
Did you find out how he proposed to Remy Ma?
No.
I saw there's this show, it's called Black Love Inc. or whatever, and it's just famous black couples telling their story. And I saw a clip with Papoose and Remy Ma, and I guess Remy Ma was going to trial for some case, and she's freaking out, and she's gonna get like X amount of time in prison. I think it was like 7 years or something. And he was like, she's freaking out. She's like, damn, I'm not gonna have nobody when I get out. And he's like, yo, you're gonna beat the case, but like, even if you don't, like, I'm here, like, and if you don't believe me, I'll marry you. And she got mad at him. She was like, what the fuck, nigga? Like, you're not, like, why are you playing games? Like, why are you like fake gonna marry me just to leave me in 7 years? She's like, nah, like, I'm serious. Like, I'm going to, like, this is my proposal. Like, I'll marry you. And they are still together. Everything I hear about Papoose and Remy Ma is just such a sweet New York love story. Like, you gotta preserve them for all of time to know how to do it.
All time. Remy Ma is definitely making it through, okay? Because she
I don't know if Remy Ma is making it through.
No, she's making it through. I'm sorry. I don't care how much static she brings. I think she can unify everyone. If we elected Remy Ma today as the president of Earth, the world would be better. Remy Ma for president. Eve for vice president.
Eve doesn't get vice president. She married a British white man.
Oh yeah,
she's
you're
gonna
right.
be
You're right.
She's gonna be in Parliament, bro.
She'll be
with a powdered wig on. That's where Eve is at. Who else? This is a really good topic. Right. Who else do we think deserves immortality? It's hard to think of people who haven't like fucked up that we've like grown up with.
You're not gonna save Drizzy?
Drake can go. I feel like
what?
Drake's always kind of teetering on the edge. Like, Drake's good for now, but I think if Drake is alive because we got to remember in this experiment, we want these people to be alive for future generations because we know they won't fuck up, or whatever purpose they serve on this planet now, they'll continue to serve it for generations. I think Drake has got like a solid 5 years left of career before we're really tired of him, but we're loving it now.
Here's how we check him. You just say, more than the age cutoff. You know what you just say in front of him? You say, eat the rich. And if he gasps, then you know he's no longer on your side. But if he says, yeah, eat the rich, you might be all right. You might be all right for a little bit.
No. You know why we can't do that with Drake? Because I just saw a TikTok of how, not only, because we all know Drake's house is millions of dollars. But yeah, bro, like, his bed is $60,000. Like, some of the shit in his house, like, we know
I've seen his sheets.
Did you fuck him?
They're like thousands of dollars. No. For some reason, this is in my knowledge space, right? It's in my brain. I believe it was a Deezus and Miro interview with somebody who actually was it was 2 Chainz. It was that show that he did, that Too Expensive or some shit like that. Like, he basically like would just go out and find these things, and it was Drake's betting, I believe so. And it was something like thousands and thousands.
I don't think Deezus needs immortality, but he definitely needs about 50 or 60 years longer than he's going to actually live. Like, if we can get Deezus to live to like 206, I think we'll be good with that. He carried that show for sure.
He might be. He might be. He might be 200. We don't know. He's definitely not even like had an inkling of like age happen to him. He is not moved.
Some of his references are like, was that New York 1938 that you're referencing right now? Were you the first Tim Boot made man?
Literally.
Marrow not so much though. I feel like Marrow just kind of parroted Deezus.
No, hold on. Listen, you can't listen. There was something special about their partnership. You know, it really did change a lot of things. It gave a lot of people inspiration on how to be. You really can't like fault one or the other, or pick one over the other, because there was times Deezus wasn't like into what he was saying, or like even checked in the interview when he was doing something in front of, and Miro would catch that, which is good. You need that every now and then.
I haven't absorbed a ton of it. Well, okay. I've absorbed the podcast a ton and nothing else they've done. Not the TV show, no interviews. But I could say full-heartedly, Deezus is 1,000 times funnier than Mero in that avenue. I feel like Deezus carried that pod for sure. Mero is funny for sure, but I feel like Deezus could have done a podcast by himself.
Well, that's the point, isn't it? Like, that's the point. Like, that's why they're doing what they're doing, because they've gotten to the point in their craft where they realize where they're really strong at. It might be the fact that, like, you know, like Miro is literally on WFAN. Like, he's doing something, not WFAN, he's on whatever news station for the Yankees. And like, that's a dream come true for him. Like, literally, like, that's, you know, I think that's important.
I don't know what they're
too.
doing separately now, but I'm way more likely to tune into what Jesus is up to rather than Mero. Mero the kid. Que Mero.
Listen, I love it definitely was a great show. I got a little disconnected when Showtime got on it, because it was like, I'm not going to pay for another service to see you guys. I'm sorry. And Showtime's not that valuable. Should have figured that out. Should have been on like HBO or something. That would have.
Dude, do you remember, bro, growing up when like having Showtime, HBO, and Cinemax was like peak luxury? Like, if I went to somebody's house and they had HBO, it's not anymore.
I don't have those.
What, bro? Oh, you don't even pay for HBO. What are you talking? Like, you literally like.
Yes, I use your HBO Max. Thank you.
Like, what are you talking
I'm just
about?
saying. Okay, no. Here's what I'm saying. Back in the day, having cable was this the upper echelon, right? But like,
it was.
Now it's like HBO Max and Netflix aren't different. Like, they just have different shit on them. So you can pick one. But like, having HBO Max over having Netflix does not make you in the next level. Like, HBO, I don't know what the cable bill was back in the day.
It does make a difference, though, because it depends on the type of programming. Okay, yeah, maybe the same price, but the quality sometimes can be vastly different, right? And I think that's what gets shown every time by HBO when they put their financial like backing behind a show, and when they really want something to hit. Like, there's nothing that's going to hit like Game of Thrones and Sopranos. Like, they've got like record after record after, like, that's like the equivalent of like a band winning Grammy for like, you know, a Grammy every year that they've been active. Like, literally every time they like put their effort behind a show, it hits. Like, House of the Dragons had the largest like viewing of a first episode ever, like in streaming. Like that's just
I really want to know like how they do that, because like Netflix tries.
How do they do it?
Well, here's the thing: Netflix makes so many original pieces of content, and they all suck. Like, why are they like? And it's not even like they don't have the budget. They just all the stories fall flat. All the rom-coms are bullshit. Like, why do you have such bad writers? Like, what are the writers at HBO getting paid?
Well, the talent is going to trust probably a process that is tried and true, you know, with people that have a marketing team that understands how to penetrate the most, you know, for this audience, you know, where to show up, where to be, what to buy, what to give, like all these things, all these perfect things that line up for these potential shows that become like hits. And, you know, HBO has a process to do that. And they've been doing it for what? 30 years, 40 years at this point. I mean, there's literally like a litany of like amazing like HBO shows. Like there's not a ton of Netflix, you know, there's some, you know, there's a good amount.
You know what though? There is a ton of Netflix. We just never give it like, oh, Netflix did this. You know what I mean? Like, there's a bunch of great Netflix shows. There's a bunch of great Netflix little miniseries, but like, it just doesn't have like when we see Game of Thrones, we think HBO. There really isn't but with like Squid Games, even though it is Netflix, we didn't really think Netflix. We didn't really think Netflix was the dominating force behind this movement,
because it doesn't feel like it.
That's what I don't think. They don't have the feel.
Because like, you know, some of their biggest properties aren't necessarily like things that they literally like back the entire time. This is people with maybe passion projects or studios that have been able to, you know, finally, you know, get their film in front of somebody, and then they say, okay, well, let's put Netflix on it. Let's like up the budget. Let's edit it better. Let's get it to the point where it needs to be. Let's add this, and you know, whatever they do, and maybe they do reshoots. But so Netflix is good at that. So, and that's part of what it is. I think that's why we don't see it the same, because you're not going to have that feeling like when you even the HBO, like that. There's like Netflix is getting there, right? They copied it, but you know, even that sound, like there's something that tells me like, oh shit, I gotta shut up. Like, does that make sense?
Well, with all that being said, I'm still watching sitcoms from the 90s on HBO Max. So I'll tap in on the next great HBO thing. Right now, I'm watching A Different World.
The Last of Us.
Let's to the audience.
Stop ignoring
since
it.
We have a pretty big black audience, what's the HBCU experience like? If anybody attend to HBCU in the audience, because I've been watching A Different World lately, and it's giving me some college envy. Right. It goes away quickly when I realize I'm not $80,000 in debt. But did any of you guys? I mean, I know Joe, you had the college experience for what, a year and a half?
A year, just a year. And
do you regret it? Do you regret not finishing?
No, I don't. I don't regret not finishing. I mean, like, I wish I could have done like the rest of like the campus living experience, but I was doing terribly in school because like I did not give a fuck about school. But I did not go to an HBCU for sure. The college campus experience was dope though. I do wish I could have done it, but like I understand like why my life went into a different direction. You know, like it makes sense. But it could definitely be a lot of fun. I'm actually kind of glad I didn't do it because I would have made some mistakes.
Yeah, knowing what I know now, I don't really regret not going to college because here's the thing. When I was kicked out of my home, I immediately became manic, and that's where my social skills came from, and they're still here. I don't think I had any at 18 years old. So I definitely would have been those people who like went to college, had my head down, got no bitches, and just left with $80,000 in debt and probably like a $50,000 a year job. So I definitely don't regret not going. If I could go like back to college with the knowledge I have now, for sure. If I could like start over, like if I could snap my fingers and be 20 and be 19 tomorrow, for sure. But, you know, when I've been watching Different World, I'm watching Grownish. Really any like college coming of age show that I watch, I'm always like, that looks like it would be fun. But then I remember it's TV. And then I remember I know a bunch of people who went to college who hate their fucking lives and didn't get really a ton out of the experience.
Yeah, I agree. But you know what? We all got to live our work. What was it? We all got to, I don't know what that fucking it is. We got to go on our own path. We got to figure out, you know, where we're at. I don't know what the fuck I was going to say. It was something enlightening, but I'm reading GRAMMYS. I don't know what's going on with me. It is a fucking weird day. What the fuck is going on? You guys, my computer's acting up for a second.
Gotta stop smoking weed, dog.
No, my charger just turned off for some reason. It's really weird.
It's because you're high.
Let's see if I kicked it. You guys.
Well, while Cardona's figuring out his tech issues, so let's get back to this who should live forever topic.
Yeah.
What rapper?
Women?
I don't think we've named a rapper yet. Is there any rapper we think should live forever? Probably not.
I mean,
we just said Papoose.
Papoose. I forget Papoose rapped. He hasn't like rapped in so long that I forgot he did that. He just seems like a personality now.
So let me ask, right? Why are we? Let's talk about
why we're doing this.
There's lots of big, famous, established pioneers of hip hop who are very important.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about why they don't get it. Because like, why do we not give Jay-Z immortality?
Jay-Z's already lost touch with the common people. He's already
reality,
made. He's one of the.
He already is.
He's the rich I'll be eating. Reluctantly, I'll be eating him. I'll be eating Jay-Z as I listen to Song Cry and be crying about it. But I mean,
you know what you'll be doing? You'll be eating the assistant who was, sent to do plastic surgery that looks exactly like Jay-Z. You're not going to be eating Jay-Z because Jay-Z already had the plan and he's already saved his seed. It's gone. Like you
know what? Jay-Z is that's probably what Jay-Z's hair is. He's probably just sprouting clones of himself from his own head. This guy has freeform dreads.
Like tendrils. He's like, my children. And it's just like perfectly like, like perfect clones at different stages of his life. Like there's definitely the song Cry Jay-Z, and there's the Blueprint Jay-Z. We're getting all types of Jay-Z's in this life. I like it.
Just different pictures of him from his album art is gonna burst out of his head like a fucking exploding eggplant one day.
So why do we not give Nas? I think Nas
doesn't deserve immortality.
No,
he's already immortal in his own way.
Nas is washed. All right, I'm trying to.
It's not that he's washed. You can't say that. Like that's not. He's not washed.
He's for sure
like he's just somebody who had his time. Like he's not washed. Like there's like he came out.
He's washed in a cultural sense.
Still,
like he's still rich. He's still revered. Like I said, he had his time, but like people don't care now. He just put out an album like a month ago.
Yeah, and it did numbers. It did major numbers. What are you talking about?
This was actually a thing recently, this actual conversation.
Yeah.
Speaking of topical podcast things. But anyway, go ahead. Now go ahead.
Who else should not? Who should or shouldn't? Common should survive, for sure.
Whoa. I don't know if I agree 100% with that. Why?
What's wrong with Common? Is Common
what
problematic?
What did Common do? No, he's not problematic, but like, what has he done? Like, okay, wait, you know what? We're doing this also on the basis of what he had, what they have to contribute. Because I don't know if I'm like totally cool with the Common discography. Because if we get to like the what stage it was like I'm trying to think, like 2008. Yeah, 2008. It starts to get a little wonky for me.
Like the Electric Soul Circus.
Yeah, album? He starts to like. He peaked, right? Like, and it was really great. Like, but it was like
he peaked in his. He had his time, but he's still just like a cool guy. He's still down to earth.
He seems nice, though.
He drops around to do the occasional freestyle. I love his love for rap outside of its, commodification. He's just like he's a true MC, as his old generation would say. I like him.
Wow.
However,
I did not expect you to stand for Common this hard. You know what?
I really like Common a lot. That's probably like the. I think people would not expect that of me because I'm so dark and villainous, but like I really do love all Common's like love songs and like it's songs about fucking uplifting black women. I've always loved Common like a lot. It doesn't. He's not a nigga that comes up in conversation ever. So I never read that. Unless he's like in a movie or something, he does not come up in conversation. So I just never get to bring that up.
But you to be clear, you dislike. What's his name?
Nas?
No,
I don't dislike Nas. I just don't think he's contributing anything spiritual to the next generation.
But you dislike Kendrick Lamar.
I don't hate Kendrick. I don't hate his music. I like some of his music. It's just that like Kendrick is one of these. All right, so there's this thing people do where people are fucking bots, bro. They're NPCs, right? So it's like people go like there's people who are not hip hop enthusiasts in the least, and they'll still say Kendrick's the greatest rapper of all time because they heard it somewhere. And from a rap perspective, sure, he probably is. But like, is that something you care about? You know what I mean? Does a 20-minute song about black oppression make you feel? Do you want to listen to that every day? You can acknowledge something's great without it being your favorite thing. And I get into this debate on TikTok all the time where people are like, oh my God, Kendrick's the greatest. How could you not like Kendrick? It's not like that I don't like Kendrick. It's just that like, that's not some nigga I sit and listen to every day. To Pimp a Butterfly, amazing, sure. But like, I might listen to Slipknot more often and that's okay.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or to put it on a rap perspective, like they were trying to eat me up on TikTok the other day because I said I like Childish Gambino over Kendrick Lamar, but like Childish Gambino has a lot of different songs, a lot of different albums with a lot of different moods, and I'm in those moods diverse. Way more often than I'm in the Kendrick mood, because Kendrick's kind of got the same mood for most of his music, which is fine. He's doing amazing in his lane, clearly. But like, just because something is the best doesn't mean it has to be your best.
Mm-hmm. I get that.
With that being said, though, I don't think I'm preserving Kendrick for future generations.
You little hipster. I get it. We just wanted to be our own. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't even know what the song is, but he did win rap album and rap song of the year or rap performance. One of the two.
I get it though, because like I feel like listening to Kendrick Lamar is kind of like watching an intense movie. You know, there's a lot of story.
Like
going
watching
on,
Blackish.
You know,
and saying Blackish is your favorite show.
I don't know. I've never seen Blackish, but
I did.
You know,
it was
like,
good.
As opposed to, like you said, like some Childish Gambino, where there's lots of different moods, lots of different feelings that go with the changes of your moods in your day, as opposed to like sitting down and watching a movie, you know, a really intense war movie, which is like, you know, Good Kid, Mad City, which is funny because I actually have my tripod on a Good Kid, Mad City album vinyl right now.
Because that's all it's good for. Is that what you're saying? Wow. You know? Oh, wow.
Classic.
Wow. That was.
No, it's a good album, but like I said, like if it was down to like on a regular basis, I'm not picking Kendrick on a regular basis to listen.
Okay.
If I want to, the last time I sat and listened to Kendrick, I think, where was I driving to? I was driving somewhere and it was like a 10-hour drive. I think I was driving to Chicago. From PA, and that's probably the last time I listened to Kendrick. So like, yeah, when I'm in a 10-hour road trip, I might put on some Kendrick. How often am I doing a 10-hour road trip?
That's why you don't like him, because he reminds you of that 10-hour road trip. That's why you don't like him anymore.
What is the longest you've driven?
12.
By yourself or with family?
That was the half point. Yeah, no, I did 12 by myself.
12. That's crazy. 10. Where were you going? 10's my limit.
Florida. 24 hours. So right
when did you
around
drive there? When did you go to Florida?
With my family?
Listen, we talk every day. I'm not. I didn't. I wanted to be tapped in. I have no recollection of you leaving the state.
Family.
This is like back in the day.
When I was a kid. Yeah.
Oh, I'm talking about you driving.
I'm talking about me driving also.
Oh, you went to Florida as a teen with your family. Okay. Flesh it out for us. All right. Paint the picture.
Not teen. Not teen. 20s.
I didn't know you hung out with your family in your 20s.
Yes. Well, I had to do a lot of things, and we lost.
Why are you like inching around it like you sounded? What were you going to Florida for? You're like inching around it like you sound ashamed.
You're asking me quite a bit about this. You're like, wait, when, what time? We lost connection.
Was it Disneyland or was it a Coke deal, bro?
No. It was a family thing because I have a lot of family in Orlando.
Oh, okay, yeah. What about you, Joe? Have you driven anywhere? You should I feel like you're a road trip guy.
I mean, I drive a lot, but I personally driving, I feel like the longest I could be, I don't know, forgetting something, but I feel like the longest I've personally driven, like been behind the wheel, might be only like 3 hours. And that might have been during a time like I was driving somewhere with my pops upstate, and I just drove a couple of hours.
Didn't you drive to Florida also?
Me? Nah, I've never driven to Florida.
Oh, you flew to Florida, Sasha, also, right? Is that that's what I'm thinking? Or did you drive there?
I drove to Florida, yeah. But I stopped in the middle. So I drove to like South Carolina, stopped for a day, and then drove the rest of the way to Florida. And I think that was 8 and 8.
Really? I don't know. I feel like it was.
Yeah.
So maybe
you gotta take some more road trips, guys. You gotta get in the road. You gotta get in the open road. Put on some Kendrick. And get pensive.
Well, we gotta get there. We gotta get there. I am planning some vacation this year, so hopefully everything pans out. We just paid for a few things, so.
Ooh, where you going?
Boring place to see my family and their kids in Orlando, actually. So that's where we're all going finally. Again.
Has the extended family met Lily yet?
They have. I'm going to be meeting my cousin, which, shout out to Jeff because he does listen to the pod. My cousin is also going to be having a baby next month, and he gave the baby my middle name, which was really sweet. Thank you. It was a blessing. But yeah, so it's, I'm going to be probably seeing the baby probably for the first time right around that time. So.
We love that. I've been telling you guys to take a vacation for so long. We love to see you get in that Florida sun.
It's a long one too. Thank God. Like I've got unlimited PTO, so I'm just requesting the whole fucking thing off, and it goes.
God, give me a fucking job, dog. I need that unlimited PTO life.
I'm
about to apply again tonight.
That's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for that promotion, boy. I'm getting myself out and up. That's what I'm doing. Out the mud.
I want that unlimited PTO so I can take some more 10-hour drives to Kendrick.
You know what I want? I want to get to the C-level position, which apparently I found out they get all their benefits paid for, and have even more fringe benefits that like include, I don't know, X, Y, Z. But the whole thing being paid for me 100%, that's crazy. I'll take that any day.
Isn't that such bullshit? They can give you full benefits and they just don't. Like they can give it to you at your level. I'm sure like it wouldn't affect the company's pockets.
It wouldn't. I worked at one company that literally the entire company had insurance, and it was Blue Cross Blue Shield, so it wasn't bullshit insurance, and that was a beautiful thing. Like I remember. And it was around the time like Joni was pregnant, and I told my current job like what I was doing, and they were trying to do everything to convince me to stay, for nothing, for like $16 an hour. They were like, "We'll get you up to 19." I was like, "Yeah, okay." I'm not gonna stay here for $19 an hour. No, thank you, sir. And I told him that I was getting free health insurance, and literally his head exploded. He's like, "What?" He's like, "You're going to get free insurance?" Because, I think, and this is a shout out to a terrible company, Safeguard Self-Storage, you fucking suck. They had a terribly expensive insurance. I remember, making $15 an hour at that stupid job, and still, the health insurance for just, a regular PPO, I think it was, with a deductible that was, almost, $1,500, so a lot of money you got to meet for no reason. And it was still $200 every paycheck, bi-weekly.
That's
fuck out of here, bro. Fuck out of here. You're not getting that. No way. And this is
why we have to kill Jay-Z and all the other riches. We have to have a show of force.
This is why
we have to have a show of force.
The masters. Kill the masters. That's what I always say. Kill the masters.
So we have to kill Turnstile. They're now the 1%.
I don't think they're rich, bro. I think they just flex some good clothing. They have money. Obviously they're not hurting for it, but they're not. I don't think they're in the lap of luxury because even if you look at the biggest bands that ever hit the market, maybe a Guns N' Roses. Have you seen Axl Rose today?
No, you know what? I think my life is on a good path because I have not seen Axl Rose today. I think I'm doing well in life because I have no idea what Axl Rose is up to.
Who was it? Motley Crue's singer. They had a video of him, and it was probably 5 years ago, just about the point. And he's trying to sing one of their songs, and he's literally just going on top. Yeah, literally for 6 minutes of that song, just mumbling, and I'm just like,
is that not their lyrics? I'm pretty sure that's their actual lyrics. I'm pretty sure you just sung it word for word.
Yeah, it probably is. It's exactly what it is. Oh my god, so good. I love that video.
Also, let's be honest. If you're going to see a Motley Crue live show in 17 or whatever this video dropped, 2023, whatever. I would think you want to be fucked up. So I don't think his performance really matters. I think everyone there is 50 years old. They have 7 hours of PTO the whole year. So they're just this is my time to shine on the lawn in fucking Music, Pennsylvania, watching, fucking Axl Rose, Guns N' Roses, whatever, and they're just gonna piss on the lawn,
Vince
wasted.
Neil.
Like that's you don't really need a stellar performance. You don't need Lizzo with the flute. You need a fucked up, gangly Axl Rose to get you through the weekend. So I'm okay with that.
This was last year. Wow, look at that ether working. This was last year in 2022, and people complaining about. Wow. It always makes me laugh. Oh God, I love you. It's a gift that keeps on giving. I just have to share it with you guys because you know what? I'm gonna put it in the notes because that's how much I love this video because it always cracks me up. Like literally just seeing him in like what looks like a kimono.
Who's somebody you don't want to see? Who's an artist you don't want to see because they're definitely too old
Pitbull.
right now?
Because the audience, I do not want to be around that audience. It is like it is like my mother-in-law's age, and that shit is like those. No, thank you. Those ladies are the worst. They have to be the worst people. They're like,
isn't Pitbull like closer to our age?
No, he's not. I think he's in his late 40s.
He's like 40, right? That's not too far from us. Oh, wait, where is it?
Late 40s.
Where's your age?
He's 42.
He's got to be 50.
Yeah, he's not that much older than us.
Well, you know his target audience is señoritas and señoras, because they are literally just looking at his they're looking at his dick print. Like that's like literally 80. If you go on any media that has Pitbull, you're gonna see some older people talking about seeing his penis and getting turned on.
You are on a very different part of the internet than I am because why are you on any part of the internet where you're reading about Pitbull's dick print?
I've heard this hardline. I've heard this like, brick and mortar, like ears. I've heard this from multiple old women. Like a brick and mortar, bro. Like it is not good. It is not good. They're like, Pitbull. Like, please
wait,
stop.
no, I need
Brenda, shut the fuck up. We don't need to.
I need to know who these women are that are coming to not only having Pitbull thirst, but coming to you with it. I need to know who these women are.
Because I'm like a priest. If you've ever met me, somehow like your secrets just like feel like they need to come out around me, and people do that, and I'm not the right person to do that with because I get very uncomfortable and I go, and I walk away. Like I'll always shut down in conversations that I have, especially like do not want to be in. Like I've had moments where people have like, it's a superpower, right? I gotta say it. I'll finish this just so you understand my level of just not wanting to talk to people sometimes and how much of a hermit crab I can be. I was literally at a store with my cousin. Shout out to Jeff because I was there. We're at the video game aisle and I was joking about how much I just don't like talking to people. Really, like I just don't like. I have my conversations with people I like, and we have our times, and that's great. But like just having like meaningless like chit chat, I'd rather fucking just pull my skin off. Like, so I was literally like looking at video games, and like the neckbeard of all neckbeards comes out from Honesdale, Pennsylvania, like to go, yeah, I really like that game, but the special collecting edition is and I literally just deadpan looked at him while my cousin was trying to be a human being, like, oh, that's nice, thank you for talking to us, and I said nothing, turned back to the video game and kept shuffling because I just wanted him to disappear. Like I didn't even want to acknowledge it because I felt like if I acknowledged that human, he would want to talk to me more. And I was right. God damn it, I'm right. You don't acknowledge people and they disappear.
Would that interaction, would it have been different if he turned the corner and said, hey, have you guys seen this new picture of Pitbull's dick print? Because I feel like that's the conversation you're engaging in. Conversation.
Now we're gonna have a good conversation. Like, hey, look at this. It's Pitbull and some fucking Speedos. I'm like, know what?
Would it be better if it was in Spanish?
I gotta know.
Pitbull es mi corazón.
In Honesdale? Yeah, of course. You've been there. It is painful. If somebody came up to me "Ay, me gusta people," I'd be like, "Oh, me too. I had no idea. Like, let's go, Mr. 305, Mr. What? We're out. We're going to all the concerts. No, Pitbull, we're not saving. No way, we're not saving.
Dude,
Pitbull.
do you just you know how great it is when you see brown people? Do you know how great it is to see brown people when you're not expecting to see brown people, dog? That shit is amazing.
There's nothing that hits better. I'm sorry. There's nothing that hits better than and then you just hear either an accent or you see somebody smell different or look different. You just see, if I just saw your little dread, top knot, just move through I'd be like, oh, I don't I don't say anything, but I feel good. I'm like, okay, we're gonna be okay today. We're gonna be all right.
Dude, I was in Clearfield, Pennsylvania, right? And if you don't know where Clearfield, Pennsylvania is, and you definitely don't, the two biggest things in that town are Walmart and the truck stop. There's literally nothing else. There's not even houses there. It's just a drive-through town. And I remember I was at the Walmart and I just saw a Dominican family, and I was like, oh my God.
Bro, it's the best. It's the best. It's so good. When I went to Stroudsburg for the first time, and then I hit East Stroudsburg, and I didn't know the area well, and then there was just a lot of Dominicans, and there was a Mangu, there was a Mofongo house.
There's a lot of Dominicans in Stroudsburg for some reason.
Where did I get transported to? This is wonderful, because you literally just go along for stretches of miles of people saying salsa, the food is too spicy kind of folks, chicken parm is just too flavorful, that kind of folks. And then all of a sudden, you it's too flavorful, too much for me.
Stroudsburg has a pretty large black and, well, not large, that's an overstatement, but definitely larger than expected, black and Hispanic population for some reason.
Oh yeah,
they're all from New York too. They're all from New York and Jersey.
Yeah, and you know what? It's a place that's changing itself, and maybe it looks. I like it. It looks cool. I think that's Scranton had that potential. It's just a sad thing that Scranton just constantly just can't keep it together. It has that potential to be a cool spot where people live, and it could be a very black town if it wants to be really quickly. There's
buildings it doesn't want to be
absolutely unoccupied. It does not want to be. But if if black folk even knew that there was buildings and cheap and good jobs around, they'd the whole place would be completely different. And it'd be amazing, I think.
It's just the location, because Scranton's one of those towns where it's it's not. Okay, so for those of you who are just now finding out that Scranton is not a fictional town, it actually is a real place, and I have lived there. It's not just from The Office.
I worked there.
It's a real place.
I worked in an office in The Office.
Bars. I had a baby there. Yeah, it's a real place. And the thing about it, the reason why it doesn't pop is because it's the shittiest place to drive to. It's not really close to Philly. It's not really close to New York. It's 3 hours from each, but it's still
yeah. There's an international airport that's supposed to be there, and it's not international. It's a regional airport that's awful. And there's nothing that gives you value there. It's really...
It's the most developed thing in the middle of fucking nowhere. It is just literally in there's just no convenient path to it from any city neighboring it. So I don't know why it's there, but honestly, if you're black, don't go there. It's not even cheap anymore. My rent at one point in Pittston, which is next to Scranton, was $500 a month at one point for a 3-bedroom. I did not take advantage of that. I was not. It was a 2.5 bedroom.
You should have bought a house.
That's
a couple.
Yeah, definitely should have. And that was, what year was that? That was 2010, 11.
Listen, hindsight's 2020. But that's crazy. That's just wild to think about that. My parents used to pay $800. I remember seeing the bill for a 1-bedroom in Queens in 2004 or 5. It was $700. And I was thrown away. I was wow, that's so cheap. $500 for 1.5.
I want to say what was my rent growing up? I think my mom's rent in Queens, and I could be very wrong, but when we were growing up, it was like, I think it was $1,300 in like 2000, and then the building turned into a co-op. Wild. Yes, so the building turned into a co-op, and they said buy or get out, and then my mom cried about it for a day, and then my grandfather just bought it, and then told her to pay rent.
Wonderful. I like it.
But damn, that's what we got. That's crazy.
Do.
I see my mom. You know what? Now that I think about it, I see why my mom was crazy, because 1,300 in 2000. Whew.
Yeah, no, I would have.
I can afford that now,
bro. Oh, can you imagine trying to scrounge up $1,300 in 2000, like all the time? Like $300 grocery bill
every month.
Wild. That's crazy. Yeah, no, I feel for her. She probably had to do terrible things on her conscience to get that money. She probably had to kill people. She was definitely did a lot of wet work.
She did throw me out of the house, so I mean, she did do a terrible thing.
She's like, I gotta cut costs.
She threw you out of the house because obviously she's an assassin. And it's time for you to come to terms with that your mother is a world famous assassin. That's the least cool assassin
ever. This is the least cool assassin.
She threw you out to save you. She threw you out to save you. You know what it was? She didn't want like a Mr. and Mrs. Smith thing. I don't know, like finding out maybe you become an agent because they realize that, you know, you've got the potential. Like she kicked you out so you could avoid the life. You know what? This whole time your mom was the hero and you are just ungrateful. Yes, you know what? I'm done.
You got some sound logic there, buddy. Yes, your mom put you on the street to keep you from a life of crime. Yes. I'm pretty sure I was nowhere near on track of a life of crime.
Not a life of crime. Not just a life of crime. Like a life of solitude and death and loneliness. And she didn't want you to learn the assassin way.
That's what I have now.
The assassin.
My life is. I haven't seen a person that wasn't a coworker in weeks.
Assassin.
No, that's not true. So? I saw a person who was not a coworker 2 days ago. But
dude, you go to the gym. You go to the gym. You go to the grocery store. You go to bars. You work at a bar. Like, shut up. You see people all the time.
But do the people see me? But do the people see me?
You're a himbo. You're a himbo. You are beautiful and you are gorgeous. You're tall. Of course they see you. You're impossible to unsee. Like you walking through your king's laugh literally makes everyone go, "Who's that?" Like, you know, no, of course they see you. Shut up. Like, we see you all the time.
Listen, they don't see me, bro. They're not locking eye to eye. Detroit women do not like absorb me the way they should. They can't call me a lot, but when it comes down to the nitty gritty,
you should absorb him. Well, how does one absorb you? Well, hold on. What are you doing to these women that first off, they catcall you and that's not enough that you need to be absorbed? What
I'm
are
not
you?
An object, baby.
They're not bounty.
I'm not an object.
Are any of the ones who catcall you actually bad?
Yeah. When I can see them. I think the funniest catcall from the baddest bitch. I remember I was taking my little summer walk downtown and I'm wearing a wife beater and like camo pants. I'm just going downtown for like a walk, quick drink, go home. All I hear from the distance is, "Damn, nigga, you strong as shit." And I was like, are they talking to me? And I like look around and I don't see anybody. So I'm like, all right, well, maybe I just, somebody was like screaming out the window or something. And then all I hear is, hey, come back here. I turn around. It's this bad little dark-skinned girl, huge ass. Actually, it was funny. She walks up, and I didn't know she had a huge ass, but she walks up. She's pretty as hell from the front, and then she's like, "What's your name?" I was like, "Hold up, turn around first." She was like, "Oh, you want to see if I got it? If you want to see if I got it on me?" She spins around. We start chatting up for a second. She gives me her number. She walks away, but she didn't do nothing with the number. But you know why? Because she didn't absorb me. She just, I tried to have a friendly conversation.
With the number?
No, I texted her like this was.
How about
when was this? Was this summer or last summer? I don't remember. I think it was last summer. Yeah, it might have been last summer because I was much hotter. But, I was, chatting her up for a second, and then the conversation just went dry. You know why? Because she didn't want to hear my story. She didn't want to absorb who I am. She just wanted to call me sexy real quick
3 hours
and go on with her
of you
life.
Talk about Naruto Shippuden. Like, she didn't want to understand the strife that Sasuke had with Naruto. Like, that's what she didn't want, okay? Because you're trying to
and that's what she needs to want. That's how I need to be loved. That's how I need to be loved, okay? I was with a marvelous young woman recently who put me onto all of Netflix anime. Shout out to Way of the House Husband on Netflix. Have you seen this?
Oh yeah, that goes hard. Yes, I have.
It is so fucking stupid, but
it's who I am.
Hilarious.
It's who
Look
I
at Joey,
am.
he has no idea what we're talking about. Way of the House Husband it's an anime about a guy who's in the Yakuza, who's an assassin, who then leaves the Yakuza to be a house husband to his career woman wife. And every episode is just him being in Yakuza mode, but doing dumb shit in an apron. Like the one episode that had me on the floor. The one episode had me on the floor.
The Yakuza's cool?
I don't know if the Yakuza's still around, but I'm not really informed on Japanese crime. I like how you said that as if you're in it. Are you very tattooed on it? Is that why you're wearing a hoodie?
Like unveiled with like this amazing
the full Yakuza bodysuit,
tigers, and like just completely. I went through hours and weeks and months of being tattooed. No, they do exist. They are very much an entity that does exist.
Nah, the episode that had me on the floor though was the one where he sees a dude from a rival gang, and this rival, his whole gang got murdered by the house husband, and he then went to jail. So when he gets out of jail, he's got nowhere to go. So and I'm thinking like, okay, is there like a fight gonna ensue? Keep in mind, I'm like 7 episodes into this point, so there's no fight. I know there's not gonna be a fight, but they got to do something with this. So the guy gets out of jail and goes and works at like a crepe truck, like a food truck that sells crepes. And he locks eyes with the Yakuza, and the Yakuza's like, all right, we got a duel, but we're not in the streets no more. Let's have a crepe off.
That's how you do it. That's how you do it. Right? We can't give in anymore. We can't give in more. We have to be creative. We have to be creative about.
We gotta be creative.
We gotta be about our.
Do you see how Joey? Do you see how Joey sat and attentively listened to me talk about fucking Netflix anime? That's how I want to be absorbed. That's how I want women to look at me. But they don't. They just see the arms and assume I'm the Yakuza man. But I'm just a gentle soul. I'm just a childish Gambino.
Yeah, I get it. That might be why women don't love you, because I feel like the jury's out on childish Donald Glover. Donald Glover is my favorite artist, just in general. Like, I love that man. I think he's perfect. That's just my.
I mean, we went over this in the chat. I think he would bust it wide open for anyone and everyone who's ever been in any iteration of Star Wars.
Yeah.
Adam Driver, Pedro Pascal, Donald Glover. Yeah.
No, it's not. It's the other hot guy. Shit. What is his name? The guy who was Moon Knight. Now I can't remember his name. Poe Dameron.
I didn't watch Moon Knight.
Shit, what the fuck is his stupid... Oscar Isaac. There we go. Oscar Isaac is in it, and yes, of course. Hold on. Like, Princess Leia at any
Darth
time.
Maul?
Some really cool guy. He still looks hot. He's a very attractive person.
I love how I didn't even ask if he was hot. You just had to throw that in there.
No, of course I have to. Ewan McGregor in any stage that I've seen him in. Oh my god! Like even Ben Kingsley as the old Obi. Hell yeah. Harrison Ford in the 70s. Somebody give me somebody back me up on this, because that was elite milk at the time. And
I think he was like the elite milk of. I think he was like sexiest man alive. At that time, in that time period.
Yeah. So literally, I mean, yeah, just about anybody in that movie, even Jabba. I feel like Jabba would be nice and lubricated, so I feel like it would be nice. Like, whatever, man. I'll speak Huttonese. I'll figure it out. We will figure it out.
Actually, the guy who plays Darth Maul, definitely elite milk. He's only 5'9". He looks really tall though. Ray Park.
No, he does. Really? Oh, I've seen him do it like without the makeup or anything, and he's for real, bro. That shit made me hard. It's so quick. But don't look at me like that, Joey. Listen, have you ever seen a man twirl a double saber around like that and just fly in the air? I was like, oh my God, I've never been so bricked up in my life. And I didn't understand it. And people were just like yipping and wooing, and I'm like, Can you imagine? Can you imagine like being able to pull that off with an audience in front of you? Like somebody goes like, here, do this thing you're famous for. And you probably haven't done it probably in like 6 months. And you're like, I don't know. And then everybody just goes, best.
Dude, it's so funny. So I just saw like 2 back-to-back TikToks that were fucking hilarious. And your sword swinging just reminded me of it. The first TikTok was basically, this dude breaking down capitalism and like the argument, because people argue that like if everyone is taken care of appropriately, like if everyone doesn't have to worry about housing and everyone doesn't have to worry about food, and like the government's taking care of all of that, then some people will make the argument that everyone will be lazy and society would just stop, right? And this guy makes the argument that like, people wouldn't be lazy, people would find things to do, people would create things and they would create them free of stress and blah, 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 right? The very next TikTok was a dude who made a 30-pound Buster sword and was like, I'm going to swing this 30-pound sword every day until I can swing it like guts. Just like, that's what I would be doing. If my bills were taken care of, that's exactly what I would do. I would make swords that were obnoxious.
And then somebody would be like, hey, could I get one? And then you're like, absolutely, sir, because I don't have need for money. Here you go. You would absolutely say like, this is my this one took me 65 hours, but guess what? It doesn't matter because everything I do is taken care of. Like, who cares? We need people to specialize in that shit. We need people. There's definitely people who have always wanted to do HVAC. Like, there's definitely people who've always wanted to do like, janitorial, like custodial work.
Did you see that?
There's people who are absolutely obsessed with it. Please don't tell me that.
Do you listen to Therapy Gecko?
Yeah. Well, I don't listen to him, but I've seen his TikToks like quite a bit.
There was the one clip of the guy where he's like having issues with his girlfriend because like his girlfriend doesn't share his interest, and he asks him like, "Oh, well, what's your interest?" He's like, "I'm really fascinated by tires, man." And this guy like goes on like a 15-minute rant about tires. Those people exist.
Men are so weird, bro. They'll load like their whole life into somebody with stupid shit like that. I've done it all the time.
You know what it is? It's like women come equipped with hobbies, right? Like women have to know makeup. They have it drilled in them because of the patriarchy, drilled in them that they should know how to cook, know how to do hair, know how to do makeup. Men have to figure it out. Because there's nothing really required of us except make money, right? And like
lift things. Yeah, and
so,
not even all of us have to do that.
Or make swords. I had a model Gundams when I was younger. Like, we just have to find out shit that we're about. Women come pre-packaged with all the hobbies and knowledge.
Because there are mothers. Ooh, Freudian slip. This is where we'll end the episode on the fact that you are definitely married to your mom. Don't look at her too deeply. Please don't look into it too deeply. It'll ruin the marriage, and then the kids have to sleep somewhere else. Like, don't do it to yourself. This got dark. It's been a great pleasure. We drop episodes every Thursday, usually in the morning, wherever you're at. I don't care. Have a good time. Off to you, my friends.
Yes, and follow me at thin.cruel.lips on TikTok and Instagram, and follow the pod at National Meat Treasure on TikTok and Instagram, and at NMT Pod on Facebook. Especially follow us on Facebook. I don't know why. I just want Facebook numbers. Subscribe to the YouTube. Do not forget to do that. Yes. What else do we got? Leave a rating. I've seen a couple people left some ratings without me saying it in a while, so good for that. Keep leaving them. We're at a 4.9 rating. Fuck you, whoever rated us a 4.
Yeah, that was annoying. I saw that. I was like, why? They did like a realistic review. Like, why would you do that? Like what made it less? Was it the white genocide? Was it just like the third time?
You know what?
Like they were like, you know what? Deserves a 4.
If you were white and you heard all my talk about white genocide and you still gave us a 4, that's valid. I'll take that.
You might be elite milk.
A win is a win.
No, a win is a win.
You're just like, damn, this guy wants to eliminate my kind from Earth. Pretty funny though. Click, click.
He's mad cute. Like, they're mad cute though together. Oh, I feel like I'm in a conversation. Sorry. Real reviews. Check us. NMT. Going strong.
Yeah. Follow me at Saint Thrilla on Instagram and TikTok, and stream In All Honesty by 303 BAM on all streaming platforms. Yeah.
It's been an episode. Have a good night, good day, good morning. I'll never get this right. No.
Man, I'm on this 303 baby timing, man. Hey, yo, Thriller, man, what we doing, gang? Hunters coming and make sure that paper going all around.